got with us right here?
All right, what's up with y'all? What's up, y'all? It's your boy Malik. For the millions on Instagram is where y'all can find all my stuff and everything, all my content and all the game and information about what I do.
So tell us a little bit about yourself, like, growing up and then what you into these days.
I'm from Antigua, California. Growing up was a lot different than what I'm doing now. What life consists of, a lot of running around, acting crazy, kicking in this and that. Nowadays, life just consists of mostly business. We just get into it. Trying to change the narrative for our community, trying to uplift our community. Create a foundation and a path for our next generation. You know what I mean? So that's mainly what I'm focused on these days. All the bullshit, all the streets, and all that shit kind of, that shit's for the birds.
So I hear you mention that transition that you have made from, the old life to the new life.
Right.
What were some of the challenges that you face, for people who might be into the same thing? Challenges you face making that transition, like socially, like with people, personally, with yourself? What kind of things did you have to overcome in order to be comfortable just doing this?
I feel like it was a lot of adversity, a lot of obstacles and challenges in the way. But I think the main challenge was overcoming the person that I was before in the past. Because before you able to progress and help other people out and all that shit, you got to get yourself right first. You know what I mean? And I think that was the hardest obstacle for me. Just overcoming everything that I was accustomed to, everything I was used to, in the streets, hustling, doing this, doing that, whatever. It was just too easy to stay in life and fall into that life. So I think that was probably the hardest thing. And also like getting away from my surroundings, not letting that be an influence on me. That played a huge role too. Like once I kind of started separating myself, changing my perspective on what I need to do and what, how I view life and shit, then everything else kind of became easier and started falling into place after that. So that would probably be the hardest obstacle. And I feel like that's the hardest obstacle for a lot of people, like just kind of winning that battle within yourself. You know what I mean? Overcoming just all the shit that you're accustomed to in life. So, yeah.
Understood, man. And I'm glad that you were able to make that happen.
You already know, man. I had to, because at the end of the day, it come
I know, bruh.
Long
By
time.
The way, for
long time. We for
at
sure
least
10 years plus.
Yeah,
for sure.
Since
a long
high
minute.
school.
A minute.
You know what I'm saying? And, I know personally.
Shit was different back then, for sure.
I know. I intimately know transitions that niggas have made. You know what I'm saying?
Bro. You too, though. You came a long way.
Yeah,
we was both out here tripping.
I want to talk about the trucking business that you're into. When you're doing that type of business, what kind of things should you have in place and should you be ready for if you want to actually take that serious and be a legit business in trucking? What do you have to do?
It's a lot of things that you would ideally have to have in place, but that's with any industry and starting any business, really. I would say the main thing, especially for trucking, because of how what crazy of an industry it is, you got to just be all in. You got to be all in. You got to be dedicated. You got to be focused, and you got to be ready for all the blows that's gonna come. Man, I'm in a dogfight every day. Every day. But I'm fairly new in the industry too. So it's always kind of harder when you in your beginning stages of your entrepreneur journey. So, but yeah, that's the main thing. You just got to be all in, bro. You got to be dedicated. You got to be focused, and you got to be goal driven. Set your goals out. Set short-term goals, set long-term goals, and stick to it. You got to have non-negotiables in place. And by non-negotiables, I mean stuff that no matter what, I'm getting this done. No matter what, I'm making this happen. You know what I mean? Like, that's a non-negotiable with yourself. Like, there's no, all right, I'll do this later. I'll do this at this time. Or I'll kind of be a little lazy with this. Nah, we going all in, all the way, everything. You know what I mean? So that's the main thing. And you just got to be ready for adversity. You got to be ready for obstacles. You got to know how to you got to know how to deal with it when it comes. You know what I mean? So I would say that's the main thing in trucking.
And for what kind of things do they have to be willing to sacrifice in order to make this shit the dream and
Make
reality?
it happen.
Mm-hmm.
The distractions. If you get the distractions out the way and you kind of lock in, dial in, then you should be good. You know what I mean? Like I said, like all industries has its ups and downs, and so if you really lock in and focus, it's only a matter of time before you start progressing and progressing and progressing, and before you know it, you're gonna be there. You know what I mean? So, and I feel like that's the main thing with a lot of people too, is just distractions. You know what I mean? Like once you get over that, you good.
Yeah.
Driven.
So you got the dispatching books and the ebooks out there,
Mm-hmm.
and the road to dispatching, the road to trucking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what can they get from the ebooks otherwise that they could get from the social media content?
Like my social media or other social media?
Yours.
So the ebooks is like a basic layout. So I got a Road to 10K. That's a dispatching ebook. That's a basic layout of dispatching, how to basically run your business and start it, how to run your business, or how to start your business, how to run your business, and how to scale your business up, right? And it has all game in there. Same thing with the Road to 100K. That's the complete trucking layout. So all the game is in there in one. You know what I mean? Like on my social media, I'm dropping a little here, dropping a little here, dropping a little here, everything. You know,
got the blueprint.
I got the whole blueprint in
Yeah.
the ebook. You know what I mean? And I also got some secret sauce that I haven't dropped that I might not drop. You know what I'm saying? That's for the exclusive members that was a little more serious about what they want to do, about their goals and stuff, and they want to invest in themselves. So if y'all took that extra step, took that extra amount to invest in your stuff and yourself, I'm gonna throw y'all a little bone. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give y'all a little extra sauce. So yeah, so that's the difference between that. But overall, it's all good game. You know what I mean? It's all good game, and the ebooks is fairly cheap. They ain't nothing really, and I think I'm gonna drop the price on them, honestly, just so I can get more people out there.
How important is your own regular personal credit score trying to get, if you want to get into trucking and you don't have the capital, how important is your own credit score?
Bro, huge. I could not stress that to you, and that's one of the things, like, to go back to what I was saying, when I had to learn everything, bro, because when I was watching hella YouTube videos and this and that, learning, a dude said use your credit. Then I started, I'm going to tell my ideas to the wrong people. They don't fucking know, and I'm listening to them. You feel me? So I kind of fucked up not utilizing my credit, and then by the time where I had to gain on credit, I fucked up my credit by trying to get the business off the ground. So that's where right now I'm actually building my credit back up right now too, because I maxed them out. I maxed out credit cards, everything. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Credit, nigga.
I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. But it's a part of the game. Honestly, I wouldn't change anything because I made it happen at the end of the day. You feel me? So you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm not tripping at the end of the day, man. We on the road. I'm on the road to 7 figures, 8 figures. So I'm like, I'm not tripping.
We're on the road to the millions.
We trying to get it. So.
A lot of the narrative's been, the white man's holding me back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And does the white man, the government, and oppression, does it still today hold African Americans back from achieving success?
I mean, you could say it do, but really only to a certain extent. Honestly, me personally, I feel like that's an excuse. You know what I mean? Like, everybody got certain circumstances that could hold you back, but you can't let your circumstances define you. You know what I mean? Like, there's always somebody that got it worse. Like, you know what I mean? There's kids in Africa and Mexico and Indonesia and all these other places that don't even have good, clean water to drink. You know what I mean? And we complaining about basic shit, dumbass shit. So, like I said, you can't let your circumstances define you. Now, don't get me wrong. You do have certain, it is a little harder in certain industries and, when you're doing certain stuff, because if you're not even just being black period, but just a minority in general, you know what I mean? Because the typical American and stuff, they held that space for so long, you know what I mean? So it's kind of a little harder to break through and get in the door, but at the end of the day, if there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? So it's up to you. You can't use an excuse like, oh, I'm black, so this holding me back, this holding me back, this. Man, there's so many black entrepreneurs out here that's killing the game. Like, you know what I mean? You can't use that as no excuse. Especially nowadays, being an entrepreneur is kind of becoming more cool. You got tatted up niggas that's playing with millions. You know what I mean? Like, you know, and that's Asian, black, Mexican, whatever. Like, so you can't let no situation or one situation or circumstances define your success at the end of the day. It's up to you, bro. Nigga, you gonna be lazy or not? You know what I'm saying? You gonna cry in the bucket or you gonna cry in the Rari? What you gonna do? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
I'm trying to do that.
so
Rari
you know
one.
what I'm saying?
You feel
Like,
me?
you don't have struggles regardless. You know, you gotta pick your struggles. Pick your struggles, bro. You wanna have rich struggles or you wanna have broke struggles? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's up to you at the end of the
So,
day.
how important is your mental and physical health with all of the, you know, and all of the rush and hustle and bustle of the company that you own?
Mhm.
How important is your mental and physical health?
Man, that's actually a good question because I feel like a lot of people don't touch on the topic, but I'm in a constant battle with myself every day mentally. Like, you know, I'm not doing enough, or this needs to be done here. You can improve here. You need to do this. You need to do that. I'm constantly beating myself up, but at the end of the day, I know I'm really progressing fast though. But I feel like I watch a lot of podcasts, a lot of speakers and stuff, and they say that's like an entrepreneur trait. You never think it's good enough. You never think you're doing good enough. So, but at the end of the day, I think I'm doing fairly good.
Because I could see on the outside, you could see,
yeah,
you know, the perspective. You never know. My perspective, like,
right, you
I'm
never
thinking
know.
like, nigga, that nigga's on top. That nigga, he's doing it.
But see,
Excuse
like,
my N-word.
I know, excuse my language, so I've probably been saying all type of stuff.
Yeah, but from my perspective, you look like you doing it.
Don't get me wrong, it got its good days. It got a lot of bad days too, though. You know, on the spiritual side, it's the devil, it's God. You know how you got the devil and the angel on your shoulders? It really be like that. They both just in my ear, right? And then on the work side, it's like, all right, you're not working enough. But then, are you doing a good job? Like, kind of be easy on yourself. Like, it's a back and forth thing. But I feel like overall, nowadays, my mental is a lot way more stable than what it used to be at the beginning stages of the business. I was driving myself crazy at the beginning. Like, it would be sometimes I didn't come out the house for like a week straight. I'm just in there trying to figure something out. You know what I mean? But I feel like that's what it took for me to make it happen.
Going with it. Now, does this stuff affect your performance in the field of when you have mental health and physical health? If one is bad, if you have bad physical health and bad mental health, does it affect your performance in the field? And then if you have good physical health, you know, how does that affect your performance? How does that stuff affect your performance in the field? Your mental and physical health?
I feel like the physical part don't really affect your performance, but I feel like it affects your mindset, if anything, because when you are more physically in shape, right, and you just feel good about yourself, that projects onto other people too. So I feel like it's easier to lock in contracts and close deals and talk to this person, talk to that person, because the confidence is there. And not only the confidence is there, that energy is projecting off to them too. You know, first impression, everything, and how you carry yourself, communication is everything. So when the charisma, you know what I mean? So when you carrying yourself a certain way because of that confidence, people are more inclined to want to deal with you. You know what I mean?
Does it make you more sharp when you on top of your what you listen to, what you put in your mind? You know what I'm talking about?
Bro.
And like your health, does it like make you more sharp? You think so?
I definitely think so. Like for when I
like what kind of stuff you put in
know,
your head?
Bro, crazy. This is no cap right here. Like, this is completely honest, bro. Straight. I swear to God. When I was starting my journey, when I was starting the business, I unfollowed everybody off social media. Friends, girls that I knew, the thirst trap pages, the thick ass girl, all that, everything. And niggas don't be acting like y'all don't be following. I know y'all be following. You feel me? I mean, seeing a couple of y'all likes in there. No, I'm just playing,
Yeah.
but I unfollowed everybody, bro, because and I only followed entrepreneurs.
Yeah, because you stayed following me. I remember that.
Yeah, because you was doing shit, and I wanted, especially you, because like we said, we grew up together, and we kind of been along the ride the whole time. So watching your progress, it makes me feel good. You know what I mean? I like seeing that, and you've been progressing fast too. So you know, I like seeing that. But a lot of people didn't like it. They didn't understand it at first. They like, how you don't following me, but you following, say, KZ for instance. I'm like, it is what it is. Like, you posting shit that I don't want to see, bro. And I'm not saying like I'm just an easy influence person, but like I said, some people got those things, the bad habits about them. Like, you know, so when I wanted to cut out all bad habits, I cut out everything that contributed to it. So I wasn't listening to hella rap music. I don't want to hear niggas, hearing people talking about sliding and fucking niggas hoes and popping bottles. I don't want to hear about that. I'm trying to hear about some feeling good, making money, making moves, stuff like that. Cut out a lot of rap music. I wasn't watching a lot of TV. I was watching podcasts all day. Only following entrepreneurs, and that right there made me lock in because that's all I'm seeing. That's all I'm thinking about, morning to night. That's it. And I was locked in like that for a long time. And now I'm slowly like back into listening to rap, and I follow like people and stuff now because I'm already locked in now. You know what I mean? But I had to get those distractions out real quick. So, and I still don't even listen to hella rap like that. Honestly, like when I'm in the gym and you need that little pump, that's different. You feel me? Like that's the vibe. I actually be getting into some country. I ain't even gonna lie.
Morgan Wallen. I got in the country.
Morgan Wallen kind of clean. Yeah. I like that dude.
Yeah, I've been in the country. I've been in Iraq.
And it's crazy. I didn't see. I used to like rock though. You know, remember I used to be on skateboard, everything. I used to play the guitar, everything. But I never liked country. I ain't gonna lie. I used to be like, how do y'all listen to this shit? But lately though, I've been kind of, cause you could feel what they be having stuff to talk about.
Bro, once you go through some life shit, bro.
They be talking about some stuff.
Go through some real shit, bro, in life, bro. You can relate to all that slow shit, all that country shit. You relate to it, boy. You relate to all that shit.
They do.
But I like the gems you drop. You know, talking about, you know, locking in and your mindset, and you know, changing the stuff that you was putting.
You got to, bro. And the thing about it is, everybody's not gonna understand it. You know what I mean? So I feel like a lot of people, the hardest part for a lot of people is worrying about what other people's gonna think of them. You know what I mean? But bro, life is about hard choices. I struggle with that
all the time.
Yeah, I still struggle with it too. But I'm becoming better with it. And I've just realized that, like I said, bro, everybody's not going to understand it. But at the end of the day, it's your life. They're not going to live your life. When you down bad, you trying to figure shit out, they're not going to be there to help you out. You know what I mean? You might got your few select people, and you can't, at the same time, you're a grown man. You can't expect nobody to be there to, you know, come and save you. So at the end of the day, you know, I might sound selfish, but you got to do what's best for you, especially when you're trying to get to where you got to go. You know what I mean? After that, you can kind of ease up a little bit and get a little more loose with it, but it comes to a certain point where you really got to lock in and be a little selfish to a certain extent. Don't just be a dirtbag, you know what I mean? But you can't just be hella selfless all the time, because that's when you're not gonna meet the standards that you're trying to meet of yourself. You know what I mean? And it's hard though, bro. It's hard.
Feel you've trained your brain to do what you wanted to do, or you trained yourself to do?
I feel like I'm in training. Like, I feel like I don't think I'll ever stop.
Always in training?
Always in training. You know
what I mean?
Always
train yourself to be better, huh?
Always to be better, because if you're the best, how can you get better, you know? There's always somebody better. So, and I know that just don't let that go over your head. I know it might sound tricky, but you gotta really think about what I'm saying. But, yeah.
Well, brother, I appreciate your time.
You already know.
You know what I'm saying? Orepark. So, you know, we took some good gems out of it. We talked about some trucking, getting into trucking. We talked about credit. We talked about politics. Life. Man, we talked about locking in, though.
Yeah,
locking the fuck in and get them dispatch. If you want to change, if you ready to make that change and you ready to lock in, bruh, my brother here's got the blueprint. We talked about it.
Got the blueprint.
He's got the blueprint.
Dispatch, trucking. I got my own network, my personal network that I work with personally, that consists of, you know, just various resources that you could use to help you succeed in the industry. So it's from A to Z, we got it covered, really. 40 millions on Instagram. You can hit the link in my bio and access all my ebooks. Also my one-on-one coaching. Everything's for a fairly good price. I'm not trying to tax nobody or work nobody out of nothing. You know, it's really off the loving.